Was Deadpool and the Wolverine good? Yeah, I'd say so. If you came here just for a quick answer, was it good? I'd say yes. I recommend going and watching it. I enjoyed it so much. It truly did feel like a Deadpool movie should. The humor was great. It was the same as it was from the first and second movie. Granted, by now you're kind of used to it, so I think like the shock factor isn't necessarily as funny as it used to be. But overall, I really liked it. They poked fun at Disney and the future of the MCU a lot. It was really funny. The combat of the movie was fantastic. The first two Deadpool movies were gory, I guess you'd say, with like the blood and everything. This movie, I think, amped it up even more, and in like a playful way almost. I don't want to give spoilers, so I won't give specifics, but you'll see. It's both awesome and funny all at the same time. I loved it. The movie built up a really good villain. I was very intrigued by the villain. It's not really anyone I'd expect. And I like them a lot. They did a really good job at making them seem intimidating, like understanding their character and why, like their motivations. It was really good. I truly enjoyed this movie. So if you truly just want to know, should I go see this movie? My answer is yes. I recommend it. As for the big question that's in the title, so you already know, did Disney ruin it? How much was it Disney-fied? I don't think so. I could definitely tell without giving many spoilers that Disney definitely had a hand in this movie. Like, for sure. There's zero doubt in my mind about that. But overall, I think it was okay where they stepped in and where they didn't. It was still very, very much under the original people's control, and you could tell that. And they paid their respects to Fox. They did everything that I felt they needed to do to not mess this up. In the ways where I could tell it definitely was there was, again, I really don't want to give spoilers. So for the most part, there was just a lot. It was a lot. There was times where it was overwhelming, and it was kind of like just smack something right in your face, and you're like, all right. This is a Disney movie at the end of the day. We're part of the MCU now, and we gotta make sure everybody knows that. And that definitely happened. But they also made fun of it. Like multiple times they made jokes, obviously, because Deadpool breaks the fourth wall all the time, where they like made fun of the fact that Disney like has a formula in a sense. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot going on. There was a lot of cameos, and a lot of cameos that I think were very much expected. You could have saw a mile away. Like me and my friend Leo went to see it this weekend, or literally yesterday, and we were talking about who was going to be in it, like all our theories about what cameos we expect to see, and honestly, we nailed a lot of them. There was a lot of obvious ones, but I will say, there was also a lot of them that I would never have guessed in a million years. You could have said, name 100 Marvel characters that you expect to see in this movie, and they would not have been on that list. And I'm a kid who grew up like a superhero nerd. Granted, I'm not as deep into it as I used to be. Like, I haven't read a comic book in years. And I haven't really been excited for like any superhero movies recently, but as a kid, I was very into it. So I have a pretty large knowledge of different superheroes, and a lot of them I knew who they were, but never in a million years would I think they'd be in this movie. So I think no matter what, even the nerdiest of nerds are gonna be surprised, and I love that. It really was awesome. And while the cameos were great, there was also kind of a lack of a lot of characters that we learned to love, which was kind of a bummer. Like, they spent 2 movies over the last 8 years. I think the movie came out in 2016, the first one. They spent 8 years with these 2 movies building up these characters, and they were in them, don't get me wrong, but I just would have liked to see more. I would have liked to see more of them. I think they were too focused in on all the new characters that they were trying to introduce and like all the cameos. Because I think there were some great character moments from the first 2 movies that just didn't didn't hit the same in this one. If you see the movie, you will 100% know what I mean. But there was a little bit of a lack of them. As for the future, I think of not only Deadpool, but truly like the X-Men and all of that. I think the movie went in a direction where it is left open. So who knows? Deadpool could show up in the next Avengers movie or something. Excuse me. He could make cameos in other movies. Same with just like the X-Men as a whole. But I don't think it felt to me that they are mostly leaving it in the past. Like the timeline of like Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, the original X-Men trilogy, X-Men Origins, Logan, all of that, like that universe. I wouldn't be shocked if like old characters made cameos like Patrick Stewart did or Hugh Jackman came back in this movie. I really would not be shocked if they showed up, but I don't think they will continue that storyline much further. Even Deadpool, like they could do another Deadpool movie. I'm sure they will. I mean, freaking dude, like Deadpool is huge. It's literally the only movie that superhero movie Marvel wise that or really any superhero movie wise that I think anybody has been excited about. Anybody in the world. Nobody has been excited about these movies anymore. And I think that's important to point out. Like I genuinely think my girlfriend was more excited about her Minions toy in her Happy Meal that she got the other day than anybody was about any Marvel movies that have come out since really Spider-Man, I'd say. Honestly, probably even before Spider-Man. Probably like Endgame, but there was still a pretty good turnout for Spider-Man. But everyone was excited for this movie. Everyone's excited for this movie. And that is definitely something that was amazing about this that I have to point out. This was the very first time since COVID that I have gone to a movie theater and it be full. It be bumping. It's been forever. COVID killed the movies. I think we can all agree on that. I mean, unless you're living in like a major city, but probably even there, like the movies have been so dead. I went to see Inside Out and there was one other person in the theater. There was one, and Inside Out was a huge success. It was one of the biggest movies for Disney in a long time. So, like, that's crazy. And this theater was packed. Not literally sold out, granted. It wasn't completely. But there was a lot of people in there with just seats scattered around. The line for concessions was like 30 minutes. It has been so long since a movie has been able to do that. And it was awesome. I'm very happy about it. So, overall, to give this movie a final rating, honestly, if we're giving the first one like a 10 out of 10 because it was just so good at the time and everything, honestly, even aged well, I'd give like the second movie maybe like a 7, and I'd give this one like an 8. I really enjoyed it. It's not, in my opinion, I saw some people online say that like it wasn't their favorite. It was the worst one of the three. I do disagree with that. I think the second one was probably the worst of the three. But the second one was good. Like I said, 7 out of 10. That is a good rating. That is a good rating. So, like, an 8 out of 10, I feel like that's pretty solid. You know, we'll even bump it up to an 8.2. Okay? All right? 8.2. Make it official. That is my rating. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys agree or don't agree. Honestly, drop down in the comments how you feel. Like, am I dead wrong or do you agree with me? I'm genuinely curious to hear you guys' opinions. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a good one. See ya.